Hey everybody, welcome back to Rusty Wrench Restorations and this week's episode of Retro Restorations, where we go back in time and look at past tractor restorations I've done before I started my YouTube channel. This week's episode is going to be on a Bolens 1050, I believe was what the model was. It was just a small Bolens tractor, but it had a loader on it, and I thought it was the coolest thing. So you'll see the one picture I have of it in its before state compared to the correct paint scheme and what it was actually supposed to look like. But we'll get into that in the video. But it was my first tractor that I did with a loader on it, and it didn't stick around too long. I had a buddy of mine that wanted to buy it. So anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Bolens 1050 loader tractor restoration. Well, this retro restoration video is going to be pretty quick because I really don't have very many pictures of this Bolens 1050. So if you don't know, Bolens was a company that manufactured small garden tractors and lawnmowers. I think they started sometime in the early to mid 60s and went up through, I think into the late 70s, maybe even 80s. And I'm sure the company changed names, as with many of these did then. So in this picture here, you can see a very incomplete tractor. So basically, I took this tractor and took the best parts off it, including the loader, and combined them with another Bolens 1050 parts tractor that I found. This one was just a little too far gone, had some big rust issues on it, but the selling point for me was the loader. Now this tractor is super small. I'd say probably total length, maybe 5 or 6 foot at the most. So that's really what intrigued me to get this thing. I'm not a big Bolens fan, so I know there's probably some people out there that swear by them. I don't know anything as far as like historical data that they're necessarily bad. It just wasn't ever a brand that really caught my eye or intrigued my attention to pursue further. You can see in these other pictures coming up, the rear fenders are really just kind of a stamped pressed pan that goes under the seat, and it just seemed a little cheap to me. Again, not knocking the tractor, it actually functioned really well and did a considerable amount of work for the size of it. But anyway, I've rambled enough. This is the one picture that I have when I picked it up, and I don't have any in-progress pictures of me restoring it. So as soon as I flip here, you're going to see what it looked like when it was complete. But it was really a pretty involved project, if you will. So this was something, I think I found it on Craigslist, and I want to say it was like $400 or something. So I had to get it. I didn't want to pass it up. You can see the cylinders are on there. They're red. They're not the original cylinders. They were aftermarket ones that someone bought from like Northern Tool or something like that, which is fine. It's a hydraulic cylinder, so when you see it painted up, you'd never even know. So, all right, on to the show. Let's see what this thing's looked like when it was restored and in the correct color. So here it is. From what I saw online, these are pretty much the colors that they came. Now it might be a little bit different shade of brown than that. I simply went to Home Depot and bought some brown spray paint. This restoration, this is one of my earlier ones, was all done with rattle cans. So and I think the white that's on there, it's actually more of a cream color. It's one that I used for the I had left over from the Cub Cadets. But this one was pretty much just get the best parts out of both tractors and put lipstick on a pig and make it look okay and run and drive. The hydraulics were fine. I don't think I even replaced hoses on it. So I didn't have this one long. I got it running and driving and ended up deciding that, like I said, Bolens, the brand itself, I can't emphasize this enough. I'm not knocking it. I know there are diehard fans out there, and that's awesome. It's probably what drove you here to look at this video, so I appreciate that. But it just was never a brand that really, was something that I wanted to collect. So I ended up listing it for sale and sold it. I actually sold it, like I said at the intro to this, to a friend of mine. Him and his business partner, one of them did a juicing business, and the other one does hot sauces. So the guy with the juicing business, Chandler, he ended up sending all his fruit pulp and rinds and everything to my buddy, and he would use them to fertilize his garden to grow Carolina Reapers and Ghost Peppers and all these things for his hot sauces. So they needed this tractor between the two of them to mix the compost piles. So it was pretty cool. I'm not sure if they still have it or not, but anyway, cool little tractor. Was something that I restored in the past, so just wanted to do a quick video on it. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Retro Restorations with the Bolens Husky Loader Tractor. I wish I had some more before and during pictures of it, but unfortunately at that time I just wasn't really into documenting that stuff at the time. But at least I had the before and after, which is really all you need for these. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next week on Retro Restorations here on Rusty Wrench Restoration.